with them Yuri. Isn't even I didn't know to find it to know. I would be cooked to see some. When you drink about that bedroom, we don't even them. Tarawi you poo. I am going to do something to educate and get the cow. Menari. La we over your token. Alice, thank you one for two. The Gishi Samba, my deep my adi my dear. I would that children. You know, do lao sweet as some key. We should you are the kill you. They won't get too. Woman we bong. He shwa him in within. She dump. Minangsin Mandela and the turn. Emin slowly winning. I own Ben, we know do. Usuji, a monkey, we nothing to G. About the new book. Later, you with them key. Jamaguadon. Who would that see some? I'm a commodity. With them live to my.
Yen mo bam ki ke un la umina yonga ji min so meta ta un tora ya wuri ji min so meta ta mi sa ki ke ka ke yi una ka bam ko ke ngiri kya wi mi yonga yi un wa ya na mo ku wa be mi abe un wa fa na fa ni ma yon wo yi bam kin mo ki dron be la seria sho de ver mo be lin wi tu be fo adangiri mo yonga ni aye nani wo wa ko ngawo ada keria won ada kuyira wiri alo du fa du ilen yejo yi wadu dan so mo kuidu pada ayo ngoji awa ku bongira wona ji livji jo keri angiri wa ku jo alo du wiri lo fano awa fansa du mo yiti ben ku ibe do
C'est sous les kilos, j'ai oublié de dire ben. Oh, j'ai yalo do oti zindum. Oh, that's the guy. That's the guy.
Authority that is now going to be made manifest. But when they speak, and when they are about to speak, everybody must stand in order to listen to what they are going to tell us. They are an authority, and when it comes to governance, the Solomon, it is a no-nonsense matter with the Meron. Please, can we rise to receive the message of the Meron? Doctor, the microphone. Yes. Meron, suji, we should say we do, or we not do a negative.
Melon, as the custodian of Zolan, welcomes everybody who is here on this occasion of the celebration of Gonzo Cultural Festival 2014. I will present you again Keji. Muntina Choti, the community, they will be okay again. Whom we love Kibena. Melon is here to give advice to people as the year comes to an end and as we are about to engage a new year. And so Morong has observed and seen that so many things are going on wrong in the land, and that is why Morong is here today to give advice to people. To begin with, Ngorong will start from the palace.
Unasuyaji aya fonso da fonso ada akira nso fon ala wizel li fon ko awaisho inyoga yilota anya ati wi yentila yen window esuyaji amunti yimo wadon la yo lidwa wada la melu.
That the fon also remains to be the supreme authority of the Nso land and the spiritual leader of the Nso people, and that the Nso people are strong and proud because of their fund. And Ngorong is cautioning those who have taken the fund to the public to sell cheap in the public for their own private gains, to desist from that type of behavior, because it is not according to the norms of the Nso land, and that they say such people should be denounced by every son and daughter.
Unina suyaji fon wireshwe kanze alin fon bom gire ngono e kojo la emelo jadu de fine awakiya te hoshige lange afine na kitube.
That whoever takes the fund's authority and tries to trample on it up at the marketplace or wherever, that the person is warned that henceforth you will do so at the risk of your own self.
Unina yomaji ebije unshane na bisho konza izo.
Ngorong denounces in strong terms thefts in Nso land.
Ishane na kam
Ngorong denounces gambling. Sorry, Ngorong denounces gambling.
ishane na gemso
Gossiping. Gossiping should be should cease on Nso land.
shane na yila widaga ko wiwi.
And Ngorong decries the attitude of people going after others' wives.
Emen suya ebe shibiaji bidanga ni fofo walle you farman me ai fofo foke o shiga lange bogo duwa.
Ngorong warns seriously those who are responsible for abortion in the land and tells them that if anyone dares as from today, you will be the loser in that game.
Unen din suya wallen gonaji aduga wugege desipun yefe lawu yodo yuaja for one month. Lawu yodo yuyama I want to go te o shiga lange amombe yiba go do.
Ngorong is sending a serious warning and caution to the young girls who are carelessly moving about and then having unwanted pregnancies and looking for abortion. That from today they should desist from that because it is the risk of their own lives.
Unena yomaji inyo ilobi ngombe aye atake sange ke ho shiga lange wabin inai tunga nan kui awatuma beju kinai tuma da nsai awatuma beju kinai shiya da lim ajamolim andi mageju biabo alo daga sam ba ku yayya dani.
Ngorong is warning all of us and advising all of us that the evil of idleness is, that the evil in the land is coming from idleness, and that we should all engage in an activity that will be fruitful to us, because once you are idle, your mind becomes a mind of a devil, and then you go around doing things that are not wanted on the land. That as the year 2014 comes to an end today, the New Year resolution for everyone should be to do something before, as from January 1 till the end of your life.
Unela yomaji apon atala avesa kinebe awakiyeji tumanyu diwasa awiri amina limlim adaye yegenene layo alimaji kai.
Ngorong is calling on all traditional rulers, including the false, that they should know that they are the elect of God, and therefore in their responsibility they should know that they are answerable to God and answerable to the people, and therefore they should do but what their duty calls them to do, and not do but what pleases them as individuals. afondun bunun mon gelon ne lo adelen fondu de window men ma shati fonso ay shati fonso le fond window fond. Moro is calling on the respect of traditional hierarchy and says that it has been stated and well established from time immemorial, and that those who are trying to disrespect the traditional hierarchy should desist from that behavior henceforth. Moro is emphasizing purely on the respect of that hierarchy in the different categories that we find in the palace. So it's all about respect for the hierarchy, especially among the hierarchy, because there's a lot of struggle over that. There are years that are honored, there are years that have traditional rights, others are more cultural than traditional. Atala Adam. I want to work here, Morom is calling on all the files to give the files a share, every other person below the Vibai, to give them the respect that they deserve. I will be as a favor. Why Jamento? Umina Dugubo, if I get with teams, Umina Jamdo, I use Yanya, Moro is warning and warning seriously those who feel that they can stand in public and call the phone himself and talk to him in public over the telephone, that is a crime against the land, and that everybody doing that should cease, because even in our own country you cannot take your telephone and call the President of the Republic directly and in public. It is always a very, very strictly private thing that is done. We're gonna limit you, and so was some. The other king and the king. They could do what to be Jadunsa, Adunsa. I come to the Dante system. And it's a what comes to us. You got a weird to. Moro is making an appeal to our administrative leaders that Moro, telling them that Moro is behind them, the senior divisional officer and the rest of the administrators and service heads in Bui, that Moro is behind you people and you should do your work. And at the same time, cautioning some people that it is not only in the public court that we can solve our problems, but that we can solve problems through our traditional councils that are well established, and that we should take criminal matters to Tobin and not any other thing that will try to waste our time. And at the same time, Murong is calling on all to be very vigilant, because of the threats on our land. And that if anybody finds anyone, any suspected person around, they should not hesitate to alert the forces of law and order and alert the senior divisional officer and the administrators for the peace of our country. That is the message from Moro. Moro insists that the message should be delivered as was heard here and not as you heard in a bar.
On the Lali, the dance of the royal dance, the princes and the princesses to come in and perform.
La ye kong len. La ye kong ma ga sin ben. Kigelan ke wa ha zo me ba ke so wa fodi. Amen no koila da la ye kong ma ga ren ben na wi shon to. la yo buma awa yen ko lo bum
You wait. Before we switch maki, we can send a switch maki. Keep me switch maki. I write data like. You can go see I'm young. Come for me, you maki. I will do Russian. I do not on the phone. What can take you about the cousin? I got the cousin. I bat there with a con. I don't care what I.
Women from Varili or Vola, Emile, Woman Tom Tom Taro, our former Louis, it answered. You look from you, wouldn't enjoy. Ever won Kiaji, Wunsa Yelia, woman farming here, a for moro. Un tomato in Topon for moro.
She came over here, most on the water, something down the land. The land went over low. Energy. So they went to one into Ali and Adamamu, their business address in. Not the Sunday Ravi, one to beds and four. 19 centuries. As a Perasina. I'm young enough to look at them who die. And now you send to Benaji at Tavatavan. Yoki and Bundy. Kio the show. Some quality of you. We are for fair. The Benjifon Carambo. Kiko, my monkey win. A will let you the la. Kilojika. Go young. Oh, my berry shame. Oshuko. London. Sunday Tangalinji. Bear out or Tomanamo. One room. That's a phone car. What I say to say, yeah, after the Sunday, the people we start for we can ask for baby. I suppose Tanto. I suppose for we had a room. The men for 31 is a bit. The men go soon. My baby, as we bear out when we go now time. As we have bear us on the order.
Che tati che ecclesia che a group adresetem ne ma stile man be che data da si mo stile man into ne buna fon ci che lan che den ci che kun che ma ya
CWA Javo. I sent you Javo. Sacred Heart dako. Afroklari dako.
Intati rukwe. Ada ora ko yu yira o ko mo wa tu. E ko ngala sina wi baba.
Nunca dama sui. Chacun mo fara que si sui choice. Wasam na dum. Ko no ni choice. Ndo fa mi shikalan. Maria homo zan ka ke shiko ke ko ngilan o zan foyi ya dum foyi ya wedum wa yo ngaji la yo ayo na fo shu zan kera bi mi ya shwe ni yana mo da wo sana adu
Asuni jena beri intati be bi me bin de benji mo be tilen men ba ada feke ante mo sena de magdani ngai tu fenji sen patu after bak yuwa ji e mo fa fa ta tu suwaji wete mo wa ko ne aboyo da awade len mo bendu la yo kuma ji wilia da ka ko ne ke shi ku ya mo mjam yeto na ye iglesia apuria maria bodo na ji den den ko wi to de dum den den ma ning ku ko sai benji mo benji ya uno maria bodo na ji to sena de
zan ki fona kenyoy zan ti fola na la ka sisa o san ga kin actually ya yi sui a fo ka sisa fo ka nyoy am pati aji bo san go me sa ka mo ogir asati le na ta fo ka sisa
where amen sunu jena so yi yuwa emo anyo yaji afu ake nyo yanyo fo ake sisa anyo sisa fo ake nyo yanyo fo ake sisa si ake unlen man ben so ngi fo ne ke nyo enyo yagan fo fe si alen man ke sisa mo sinawne sinan to go ben kya wa fo abo yo da aku njongaji ni mo ko da je
mon sujet, mon soulenje, asune nan karvaje, ena, draun tansai. Ake wonyi yene, yodo wi wayen. Awonyi yene, un suya shui, un yo suya tra. Awon sune nan karaje. Sasa wuba, mun fone fosa. Sunaji, ba, ji sui samba. Lawo dadar amunde ji su hi sigdam abun kayo yu won suna le naji tun tufu ga wi lo de la yul e won wi sol me ashun tufu o javandre awon suna naji sheshe sonde wo tangrin sonde wo revi bati awun kar abun kayo ke ajun ta tangre be awun tangre adaka adu suna wunan karaji ake won wayi awun yo ka da me lung ye kumene Imoro ya sungmento min wai lungne imena kum asa kum be jake kaka kin kidi son de worrebe ngiri wa sungne na bodo wiju yu sa tang ya ka bo wo sunna ji ke volan sai mun sunne benji ke mum ya foto ne wira yena kin de son de won tangrin won sunne toji won jo de ka yu asu nona shi kumaro widi mo bati ada bi won aka won driven ta yene afin ko bi to kici la yo wa wi yen mun lo su ben ayi fa sha wa yaji mun sa su ya rika bo won fo da benan tai bo yi wa benan ne ke ki lo wi ya kumo awaki yaji la bi am won so am mo so ne asamira sa ka no do ton vedem asa ka won ku kira benji won fi tianka inka waju sa ka ba mayane
nyara ara rasilan tatin chu ka la fe me tum sumo sem ke win chofen o kindre ka divine o to London mam se 300,000 si de 304 bo kidin yi 4 yi de be asia charges ai fo usu jone tonga fuke samba ke London ki amemba mo show ku waire wo bam den ke se ke samba ke men le ye ji fa ka foren ke o mya fa men ke no ko bam ke samba e bom bam se bam bitasin e bo se wa fa ya na mun tum sem ke win cho si ya sit a beri de ya ra fo wonto e fon no divine una fu ke samba ke london amen ko fo wonto om tsinsi wo
mbere ve for she one keri be wongo especially mo one divine
ya
mo ulin patera be wongo be fo ayefa lo jum a wi sho a ko nyam a wi hot ne taronsi
ya
wandu jum moran ben e ko be bamemba metar be nkasa be samba
ya
wo mo dun safo yo a dukra a fakki bonji na wiri ga duk together
ya
na wiri ga duk fakamo
ya
udu bi samba ji am ka nyoke kinenga awne ikra
ya
samba banking wo de kin de bura mo de tumo ko dun so an so ko dun kar agentin e yo tongra
ya
una ne su ka faka su unkin fa kifa bam bitar
ya
mko bere wono shay a de shay bom ko gane won mom su len bet
Cham fo.
su ye ku si ay shay mom jonga len bet
ya
am jonga ji ku si kra tan moron yemma yi a fo awun tun a fo awun wa so awun ko to
ya
before a jum nyam ayo yere
ya bo
yi ko nyam ko fasan
cham fo
ma bere won afi shay
ya
mzi yongo yi shay bo mo de yong yi divine
ya
mzi yongo len yi shay
ya
ki eji kinyoka ayin bi kila bi asi dalen adane anuma ba kishikalanki abi anuma ta ayi saydu da kem sai linki adudun ba
ya
aku yale abo fa ka ben tsintsiki
cham fo ya
ki berke fa ka lo beri ki ba ke dun to ku ti fa ke bara ke son ku yong development project
ya
aku yale aya da ka la da be dun to ayo ku ya da la cha cha
ya
ai lo da ke la ada ke fa ada ke to da ke fa ada ke to da ke fa ada ke to
ya
amo la bi ya daud aveni lo wi ben lo le yi besa david la be si ina besa da ke wata sai da ke shugun rab da ke fa da ke mun sai da ben to be si ina amin din ben to be la be da
cham
amo
fo
ko dun be
ya
kun ken bu ka dum jong
ya
fo de bure
ya
fo de ni tata fo ta bi
ya
mo yin ma de sho itin ambo fen fu
ya
ndo fo nto fen bum fa bi kala
ya
ku kara ji abu odum fasam
ya
yo odum fasam
ya
go fare mum sam dar bi labe yoy ber
ya
Northwest Region Bui Division Jakiri Subdivision PO Jakiri Email Car Christian Fundum 2nd July 2021 Margaret Karam Movimento Dei Focolari Roca di Papa Roma. Dear Margaret, it is with great joy that I send to you these few words. I first of all wish to congratulate you for the new commitment as president of the Focolari movement. I am the forum car in the Diocese of Kumbu, Cameroon. My contact with the Focolari movement goes way back in June 2016 when a delegation of movement, I was so moved, and from that moment gave my full yes to live by its principles. Little did I know that God was already preparing me for something greater. Shortly after that visit, I received information that there was going to be a pilgrimage of some funds to Rome in the context of the Jubilee Year of Mercy, and since it was also the 50th.
We watu bakuduga ni bimecha awun sasi lolen bo ngan tulo wi unjen la wi otza beke besen ake jenzo ke klo jenzo ko akume awun do kume wun gando wi aku yana wun anyo in karile ya fun kar ya jenzo la abya jenzo min kwa gani fon sati adza tarawanto be omtsa bende na nyukil lofo mpam sungna jo won kari am jong di nyu sabya woni gudung awadza be na kume abam la fana fa nyugo yo ansa awni aki just boki sa ne tanka aw defen bena fa yo do atrus bi fo tira nyu ifombi ba yi nyu mi yi be kwa gan sa un bambe ma on kam je ben be won kasa ben do gan san to ben yenta mo be ba ro fer won ben kwa tu ma sai ba je lu ibe wano ta ka ta waten wasin ji tara won to le bi fo aben le sa yen di mo akunzo ao phong cái chân bố bố đồ gì có tiền mình vậy rồi ông pa em xin cho kem chân phone của nam mô cái bài vậy anh bảo làm cho anh thọ ai xin mạ thì taro vô mạ thì ăn dễเลยmà ông chỉ bên này thì là vô cái nào phí qua lê abam là vô lấy xin abam kume phone kume pheren mua về bên là tar bên coi cái sao bám đủ phone đó được một ký mình xin cái vay lên bên mà phải ya đồng khurum bung mà lúc mẹ nuôi cho bên đi xuống gầm xuống cái lạ quá sẽ nó sẽ chỉ tạo ra cho tắm này để bên qua cho vợ chung để bên phê để một cái trống ta trống như nhiều cái sợ béo vẫn cả béo chân rồi nào béo quý quý để này chứ quá cái lẽ phố vẫn béo rồi am trống bên chỉ phải chỉ cái phê cái sao bây giờ thì lẽ để xây lối ra xin tu chân bên à, quay yu giáo như gan cái taben, gì sao nhau mà quy định về chúng mà mỗi gì với nhau, gan quy sao phải này quy định phải này vuông bên này quay phim sao vuông à, những cái sự vào vấn về chuyện phong, còn là chỉ cái miếng gì, muốn khai chân với tum bên, vấn khai ra sáng khai về chuyện, mà bây giờ mình phải bây giờ mình chọn một tan, tung anh như cái sao này, phải ta với una phi awa bati po yeso ni bro awa ju sawni e nyoga yo ko wati yafo be ga woni fay
The Inso Development Association SODA is now piloted by a newly elected executive to pilot the affairs of that development association.
The national president of SODA.
With Sheikh Taze Adamu Bijila elected as the new president. This was during an elective SODA general meeting that held over the weekend in Limbe. Holding at a time when the Nso community is rocked by the ongoing Anglophone crisis in the northwest and southwest regions of Cameroon, the meeting served as an opportunity to map the way forward to reconcile all sons and daughters of Bui Division. 8 years of piloting the affairs of SODA, at a time when the crisis is ongoing, the outgoing president, for me, Stephen Zerem, the challenges.
I think the challenges were enormous. I am telling you that my predecessor resigned. So leading the Nso people is not chocolate. It's not a child's play. And if you are somebody who gets annoyed, you cannot lead Nso even for 3 months. So, but the way I did was, I knew my team. I knew my work. I knew I could deliver. So rather, I was more interested with my conscience. I was more interested with what I was sure of and not trying to satisfy the public. And I know one of the greatest challenges is this issue of always accusing that money has money, and that's why I stress that in the General Assembly they had to read the accounts, so that you see that there were no contributions that were coming, not because we didn't want the contribution, but because I prefer to use my own money to build the organization, which I did, and I can confidently say that I've never spent even 5 francs for my phone. I pay my fuel, I pay for going around, I do everything on my own, and I support them with all the projects, and I do a lot of things. So there's all that accusations, and if you are not careful, you'll get annoyed and leave. And then there's also, there's a lot of dirty politics and so on, and the dirty politics is manifested around soda. You get those who are accusing soda, and soda is this, soda is this. So to me, I knew what I needed for soda, and I knew how to do it. So it didn't bother me. So the main challenges, as I've said, turn around accusation. And then in terms of this political crisis, in so is really the bedrock of all this crisis. So it was not easy, because you have those who are pro-Amber, they want to use soda to fight the government, and those who are pro-government wanted to use soda to fight the Amber. So, but I remain firm on the neutrality. We can talk about politics, but when it comes to partisan politics, whether you are SDF or CPDM, you belong to soda. So, and that is what I did. You realize that almost all the structures in soda were touched, apart from soda that remained all throughout. I think it was the fitness, was that vision that had to drill it around so that they don't get into trouble. So it was not easy, but I can say that I succeeded 1%.
Today, SODA is an umbrella organization affiliated to different village associations in the country and in the diaspora. Tewi Lambif is an elite.
I must say the outgoing president of SODA is a pace setter. He is somebody who has development running in his DNA. He is somebody who believes in communal development. And so he has laid the framework. He has done the groundwork sufficiently for anybody taking over from him to be successful. What he has done is not only to lay the groundwork, but he has structured the Salt Development and Cultural Association in such a way that it can be sustained. He has done a number of things, created committees that cut across the different priorities and the different areas of demand of the Salt people. And he has opened up for other avenues, opened up other possibilities for the growth of the association. The Salt First initiative is something that will always be identified to him, and it's something that will be sustained. Now, for the incoming president, I want to say that it should just be continuity, to take off from where the outgoing president ended, consolidating what the outgoing president did, and innovating, that is bringing in his own personal touch, in such a way that there will be no rupture. The steam, the determination that has been instilled in SODA.
Mr. Kongso Chrysanthus had this to say.
The outgoing, I cannot really express. I lack words to qualify him, because that's a man who has devoted himself, both his time, his money, and what have you, for the Banso man. Now, if you had the records he gave to say that he sacrificed about 13 million, all of themselves, and people still say that they had money, they this, that, and that. You see, it's not easy for a Banso man. but I want to doff my hat sincerely to this man for all what he has done. He has been able to balance the people and so on. And I want to think that this time that the country is what it is, and especially to Ibanso, that we are sitting here, you will no doubt that our boy is still in exile. And my wish will be that he should come back. Else I miss this opportunity. I've always been telling people, oh, they say this as this. You see, I have radio programs everywhere and so on. But every man says who has caused the war and so on. Unique, it is unique. This war has been caused by nobody than the President of the Republic. If all of you, the radio stations, will appeal to him and his government that they should bring order, because if you see the way they massacre our people, if you see the way they kill our people, that we are talking to you, Kongso is still in the prison here with a small baby. I mean, do we lack conscience? The fact that that girl had at one time had something to do with General No Pity. Is it her fault that he has got the different husband and delivered a child and now they are languishing in prisons like that? Let's be open and say these things openly and talk. Pray the Almighty God. Pray the Almighty God to change the life of President Paul Biya and say that either he's going to be a ceasefire or he's going to take his authority that he has, for which we respect the law, and ask him to come to a close.
Sheikh Adamu Bijila is the new president of SODA. His priority.
My priority will be to continue from where my predecessor left, because I've been part of the team. I know what he's been drafting and I know what is in process. So priority will be to make sure that what he started should be maintained, because it's constituting something very important for the South people. I will equally be putting as priority to make sure that I pull in all the village development associations into the group, because when we work as a team, when we work as one, without any village kept behind, we are bound to succeed. My next priority will be to make sure that our cultural institutions are respected. It is a cultural and development association, and it is of prime importance that we make the institutions that make up our culture to be strong. The stronger our institutions, the better. These institutions have been there, they are strong. We simply need to reactivate, redynamize them, and make them work reflecting the dictates of the South.
Assuring the population for total collaboration is the first Vice President, Mr. Clement Yuyun.
I am particularly very, very grateful, first to the President-elect, who decided that I should be his first Vice President, and secondly to the entire South community that endorsed this decision. The first thing I must say is that a South person is somebody who is endowed with solidarity, the spirit of solidarity, culture and development. And taking up this position is a great honor for me. It is a wonderful opportunity for me to give to my own people what God has endowed me with. And I am committed to what has been done here, so that with the team that has been put in place, we'll be able to transform SOC into a paradise that is built on unity, love and peace.
Yes. Bilo saji susena ji mon ben bu kan mo gan ben na gana yelia akonni bi ke fuji ba bo a ki yang de ben ki ya nya to kan du nya do
Kebe? Leme?
Yes, I just don't know. You don't know. You don't know. But you don't know. You don't come. But I need if I say
fuck a bit
from do.
Leme? Leme?
No way. The tangi.
Tangi mo ba?
Don't I see you one bed. You see you maybe come.
Ah,
see you. I know when the city don't do. I see it go. See it go. See it go. You may no time you want to do even. Deep in the middle. Then she, 72 years. As you do, baby. Then she, 20 January, look, 72 years. For still, I'm going to no person. Change, and I know one. The number one. Why? Bongawa, you was young. About the Bagayi.
C'est la vidéo.
Yes.
Tu fais. Ada fombi. Tobi fon. Olu? Awa yungi abai. Taon ndram abai asa maisi ni kishibe na kaza ben yeki maya sibena. Fombi. Tobi fon. Lulu. Out of Fombi. Bubi. You Luigi. Fombi. Ta. I only my say. And Timbe.
She will.
Ta. The Baga Biggie. Mabu Obe. Tobi fon. Lulu. Chiaonga iwe. The Fobi. Out of Fobi. Out of Fobi. Fombi. Beri. Beri ta. Beri ta. Beri. Fombi. Amogudan. Fola. Fola. Fobi. Vaga bigi. Mabuzo. Fobi. Ara Fobi. Asibe. Ara Fobi.
Look at you. To the G, I will see for me. It's me for job for me. I'm going to don't do bonanza. I will see sweep from King of Russia. When Lima live white. Lengo Malo, la with fortune for control. So to do Facebook, that's a General do even. In Banese. In Banese, no one our Kuya. You are one. The bomb. Hey, from TFN. From Tim at the Toma. From Coffin Top. Chicken Toma. From Ninga Sarai. TFN. Baneda for see. Facebook, I owe you. Facebook, our Banisi TFN now. Do you see TFN?
Kim Fogola. Come. Boven sama ken. Ndimbi wi. Boven sama ken ata. Tira banana ji.